Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for stopping by. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a collective reading. So I really don't know what's going to be coming up in this reading, but I am setting the intention that whatever surfaces through this reading, through these messages, reach whoever is out there somewhere in the universe needing to receive some message of comfort, reassurance, or confirmation along their soul's journey, because many of the souls that I am connecting with through this collective here on YouTube are on a very lonely path in this incarnation. You may feel as though connecting with another human in this lifetime who truly deeply understands you is a really rare experience. But I hope that through this virtual space on YouTube, we can co-create a community where you can feel seen, supported, and uplifted in a way that you might not get to feel on a day-to-day basis. So I am going to start by shuffling the energy oracle cards, and I really just want to know what the person listening today needs to know most at this time. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Healer of the Ages in the upright position. And I'm actually feeling guided to read a little bit from the guidebook here as well. Right as I saw the word healer, it connected in my mind that the person I'm speaking to through this reading is a powerful healer. But I'm hearing that you may not even realize how powerful of a healer you are, because so much of the healing effect of you, of your energy, is something happening at a really deep subconscious level. It's not in the specific words you say or the specific actions you take that you are providing such a healing effect for the people connected to you. It's actually a subconscious and automatic response to an energy that is emanating from you in a really powerful way. An energy which, by the way, you have worked so hard to cultivate. This has not been an easy path for you. I'm getting that especially in this lifetime. And throughout this lifetime, you have gone through many trials, in a sense, to peel back the layers that were masking that core soul frequency, in order to be able to emanate that in a really strong way on the planet to others through your presence, and thereby provide an energetic upliftment to them as well, which really my guides are calling a coming home. That when others are around you, they feel as though they are coming back home to themselves. And that's the most beautiful thing about the effect of your energy. It's that because you have done all of that work to peel back those layers and really connect more with the core of who you are, you naturally, again, just through your presence, sometimes even through your silence, through listening to someone as they are speaking, through holding space for them, through just silently being near them or around them in some way, you are having this really powerful effect on them energetically. I'm also hearing that those who have the privilege of being connected with you experience the gift of protection, divine protection in a sense, because you are someone who is extremely protected at a spiritual level, meaning that you are very much living in alignment with a higher spiritual path and purpose, and the intensity of that core soul intention that you are now so consciously aligned with creates this natural force field of energy around you that is very powerful, that in a sense keeps you on that aligned track, but also anyone connected to you naturally finds that it tends to subconsciously assist them in keeping themselves in alignment with their own soul's path also. Notice how in this reading, the guides have been bringing through the message over and over in subtle ways that being around you is a privilege. It's a gift. And I feel part of why this has been coming up a lot recently is because many in our collective have had experiences of feeling betrayed or feeling misunderstood or feeling as though you were rejected by someone or something who either seemed to have chosen something or someone else, or who seemed to not want to be connecting with you deeper or around you in some type of way. Again, this can apply platonically, romantically, business-wise, in many different forms. But if you've experienced this sense of any kind of hurt from feeling as though you have been abandoned or rejected or left out in some sense, this is a powerful sign of confirmation for you that your presence is a gift. And I do feel that there are individuals, particularly individuals from your past, that at one point you gave a lot to energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But the thing is, the group of people I'm picking up on, it's as though they did not value the gift that you were giving them for free. It's like you were freely giving of your own reservoir of time and energy and positive attention in a way that was massively beneficial for them, but they may have been taking the credit, believing that the positive changes and experiences they were having were actually coming from themselves, when in reality, it was a byproduct of being connected to you. Now, of course, this isn't to say that someone cannot begin to consciously create their life through an understanding of their own vibration, their own energy, how to direct that energy. But in this specific instance, I'm speaking of someone or a group of people that hasn't yet learned how to accomplish that. And so, in a sense, whether they realized it or not at the time, they were drastically benefiting from being connected to you, because just having you in their life or having you in consistent communication with them was allowing them to experience more divine protection, more positive outcomes in their life, more potential 3D successes in their life. And it's almost as though it wasn't until you called your power back, or for some of you, you may have walked away from this person or situation, or this could be multiple people for you. Maybe you've been in the process of calling back your energy from people and places that did not recognize it for what it was, did not appreciate it for how it was positively influencing them, and may have even rejected it But what's happening is, for whoever I am speaking to here, those that you have called your power back from are feeling your absence in a really heavy way. And if this isn't happening yet, know that this is going to be a theme moving into the future of your life. Now, of course, time doesn't exist at the level of energy, past, present, and future, so to speak, are all happening simultaneously at the quantum level. But regardless, whenever you have aligned with this video on your own timeline, I do believe it's because there is some kind of meaningful message here for you personally today, whenever or wherever that today is for you. So I know we've only pulled this one card, and I kind of went off on this whole tangent, which really was a download coming through strongly for someone here. So a huge thank you to whoever or the group of people that have co-manifested that information. Of course, we are all co-manifestors, co-creators here on the channel, and I so appreciate each and every one of you who brings your own powerful intentions and heart and energy to these readings. But let's finally get back to that guidebook message for the Healer of the Ages card. And the guidebook says, this powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and his heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. I heard so strongly, it is time for you, healer, to allow yourself to be healed. It is time for you who have always held space for another to be held. And it's time for you who have always listened to others to feel fully listened to and understood. So I feel as though there is something really powerful, a kind of returning back of your energy, all of that energy that you've been giving out into the world, whether this is through simply being present with others, through holding space for them, through giving of your time, your energy, material things, whatever it is. I feel many of these things you've given have been done completely in secret. And this is because you've always been guided by your heart. And I'm getting that the world, society at times in this physical incarnation did try to convince you to harden your heart, to put up a shield or a wall around yourself, but you never gave in. You have always kept your heart soft and open, even when the world mistook your heart openness for vulnerability or for weakness. And what you're going to be finding is that the tides are turning, that everything you've invested, even in other people, but including in yourself through self-love, whether it's through self-care rituals, through caring for yourself, resting, nourishing yourself, building something in your life, building an idea or a vision mentally, whatever you've been investing in, it's now turning the energetic tides and beginning to come back to you. And I'm hearing 10 times over. So it's like whatever you have envisioned is going to happen in physical reality, but it's going to be even greater than you expected. And it's going to happen at least 10 times to the amount or extent that you were hoping for or wishing for. And whatever you've poured into others is going to be coming back to you multiplied as well. That's really the kind of energy that I'm getting here. But I'm also picking up this general sense of your entire being reintegrated. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like my spirit guides were showing me you as though you were just this bright, brilliant light where you could still kind of see the outline of a figure, but it was just this bright light. And there was this healing and integration process taking place where these patches of darkness or pain or pieces of what we might think of as defragmented parts of the self were being put back together again on this deep energetic level, brought back into this sense of wholeness. Now, of course, this is not to say that any part of you is lacking or broken when I refer to these shadow aspects, but I just get the sense that you are someone who has been through some very heavy circumstances in life that have left parts of your soul really rattled, or that at times may have caused you to abandon yourself in some sense. And if that was the case in your past, know that now in this moment, all of those pieces of yourself are being called back from every corner of the universe and brought back into wholeness. I'm also getting that if you have noticed certain people from your past or certain recurring themes from your past coming back up, even things that might seem a little bit confusing at this point in your soul's evolution. And my guides are saying that if that is the case, it's because at these deeper unconscious spiritual levels, again, you are in a sense being fully integrated, fully reassembled. So what this has required is that pieces of yourself that you may have left or self-abandoned or put on some kind of timeline, whether it was someone that you gave your love to that couldn't accept it, or someone that didn't show up for you in the way that you truly deserved, or whatever this case is. This doesn't even have to relate to physical individuals. This could be calling pieces of yourself back from physical locations and environments. And for some of you, you might even be called to very specific places and environments, not realizing consciously that you might be drawn to that particular place because there is something for you to receive there in order to fully integrate yourself back into wholeness, especially if this environment is someplace from your past or connected to your past in some way. It could be that in a sense, there is a piece of your soul in that location that you are energetically retrieving, calling back home to yourself. I know that this is a really quantum discussion, a really high level conversation that we are co-manifesting here. But I also know that if this is something, if this is a theme that you've been personally experiencing, then you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So I want to go ahead and pull a card from the Rose Oracle as well. Okay, so what card can I pull here from this deck? Actually, this isn't the Rose Oracle. This is Work with Your Light, which was a deck I actually pulled by accident. Work Your Light. This is another deck by Rebecca Campbell. I have 3 of her decks because I find them really inspiring, aligned, and uplifting. I'm hearing that you are really becoming a master at working with your own light, which is why I was called to this specific deck, even though it wasn't the one that I was consciously reaching for necessarily. So, what does the person listening need to know most? Birthing a new age. You were meant to be different is a powerful message I feel coming off this card. if you are, as the powerful empathic being that you are, in a certain place or environment and at times feeling overwhelmed, I'm getting that this could even give you physical sensations of feeling uncomfortable. Now, of course, I'm not a medical professional, so I always recommend pursuing possible causes for anything medical with a doctor. But I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is doing a lot of absorbing. The word absorption is coming up here. And so this is someone who is often or recently has been around crowded places, spaces, groups of people. These could be familiar people that you're just not usually around to such an intense degree. This also could be strangers, brand new people. But I'm picking up on the energy of someone who is simultaneously called to these situations, meaning there's something that pulls you there. Whether this is going to a new city and being around people in that city, or whether this is traveling and through your travels being exposed to a lot of different groups of individuals. Regardless, I feel as though however you're being drawn to be around others, trust that guidance, even if at times it doesn't fully make sense to your conscious human mind. Because here with this birthing a new age card, we also have birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And with the specific wording of that card, I'm also picking up that so much of how you are paving the way into this so-called new earth is happening through your dreaming, meaning through your energy work, through your vision, through how you are working within yourself, working with your own magic, with your own energy. And I'm hearing that especially for those of you who resonate more so with the divine feminine energy, which of course is not connected to any particular gender. We all do have a balance of the divine feminine and divine masculine within each of us, but we do tend to lean towards more of a dominant polarity. Regardless, I'm picking up that this is also a sort of resurgence for the divine feminine, an era where the divine feminine is beginning to reveal the power of her true nature when she has been restricted and repressed and limited and often deeply misunderstood and therefore dismissed for so long. And so again, specifically for those of you resonating with the divine feminine energy, you are playing a major part of that resurgence of awakened divine feminine energy. You are revealing to the world that there is a different way, so to speak, a different way to operate, more in line with your own intuitive voice, channeling your own creative energy, being more consistently in that powerful yet seemingly so effortless flow state. Now, here we have the Tower in the reverse position, and this card speaks to resisting change, delaying the inevitable, avoiding loss. Perhaps for someone listening, there was something in your life that you didn't want to lose. This may have been a connection with a person. This may have been a situation that I'm hearing this might be very specific for someone, but it may have been a situation, whether it was a friendship or romantic, that typically you wouldn't have allowed to go on for so long in this manner. because for some reason the word disrespectful is coming out. So this person or situation may have been disrespectful to you or your energy. You may have been very resistant of losing this person or situation, trying to hold on. Here we have caring connections upright. So I see that ultimately, though, you are developing a deeper, more conscious recognition of what you truly deserve out of relationships or friendships or connections, such as the one that we are discussing here. And you may feel as though something you said or did pushed this person out of your timeline or out of your life. But the truth here is you simply connected in a stronger way to what you really deserve, raising your energetic standards and therefore triggering this person who didn't want to change in order to rise to meet those standards. So it's almost giving me this sense that you may have been a little bit regretful, thinking maybe you did or said something that created a bit of a disconnect here. But in reality, it's like I'm hearing your rates went up. Now, of course, that's a very surface level way to metaphorically describe the raising of your energetic standards here. But it's like connecting with you costs more now. And I'm not talking about finances. I am talking about, energetically speaking, there were many people who were getting your energy at a discount, so to speak. People that were receiving huge amounts of highly beneficial love, care, support, attention, communication from you, who were giving very little in return. But they got so accustomed to that imbalanced exchange that the word entitled is coming up. There may have been people who simply began to feel entitled to that amount of energy from you. But I'm hearing that again, especially if you are a divine feminine, which I'm only speaking these specific divine feminine messages because the vast majority of our collective does happen to be identifying more so with the divine feminine energy at this time. So that is why these divine feminine specific messages tend to get co-manifested more frequently. But I'm picking up strongly that, again, this wasn't something you did or said wrong that pushed this person out of your life or that pushed them away. It's that subconsciously they've been triggered because they can recognize at some level that connecting with you now requires them to reciprocate with you in a different kind of way, to step up in a different kind of way. And I'm hearing your guides say to have the courage through self-love to continue holding those standards, to not betray yourself by, in a sense, lowering the rates for connecting to you. I know that's kind of a strange way to describe it, but it's just how my guides are handing it to me in today's reading. But it's like, don't let other people connect with you at a discount, because you are worth reciprocation. You are worth balanced energetic exchange. And this is also deeply connected with the activation, healing, and balancing of your sacral chakra, which with the sacral chakra card combined with the goddess of the moon reversed, which is my number one divine feminine card in this deck. Connecting these two cards together, I'm getting that in the past, the major blockage for you in connecting with your true divine feminine power was sacral chakra wounding. So this might look different for different individuals that I'm speaking to, but I'm hearing that for some listening, this could have looked like being afraid to fully create openly, to create from a free-flowing space entirely without restriction, entirely without fear of judgment or fear of how others would react to your creations. For others of you, this could have looked like trauma from your past, literally through events in your life that caused you to close off your sacral chakra energy by default, because subconsciously, as a result of that trauma, you didn't believe that you were safe to enjoy pleasure and to enjoy life and to enjoy connection. There was always that triggered fight or flight response that was really a trauma response. And I'm feeling that whoever is connecting specifically with that portion of the message, that is something that you've been deeply healing through healing your own parasympathetic nervous system, which is something else that has come up very strongly in the readings recently. So this is all to say that all of the work you've been doing on your sacral through raising and holding your standards for connection, through doing that without fear of how others are going to react to that, doing it for yourself through self-love, through creating freely, however that looks for you, through living fully in the moment, allowing yourself to savor and enjoy more of your life, to allow yourself to slow down and rest when you need to. All of these things connect with healing your sacral energy, which again is naturally feeding into amplifying your divine feminine empowerment. And this power that you've cultivated is going to become increasingly evident, not just to you, but to people around you who are truly going to be amazed by the ease and grace through which you manifest truly what they would call miraculous things, magical things into existence in your life. So I am going to be pulling a final Rumi Oracle card. I'm going to be shuffling for that card now, but we will definitely be continuing on these messages in the extended Patreon reading, because I'm sure you felt it, but there's been just so much collective energy flowing here, so much very amped or charged, energetically charged, emotionally charged energy coming through. So again, a huge thank you to all of you who have been so importantly a part of that co-creation process. I see and sense every one of you at the energetic level. We are all connected. We are soul family, remembering each other. So thank you for sharing this space with me here. And if you do want to continue these messages with me in our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. The final card I've pulled here from the Rumi Oracle is a new gown. It's funny, we keep getting that word new, a new earth, a new gown in this reading. There's a lot of fresh, new energy pouring through here. So I'm going to read one final guidebook here, guidebook message here to close out the reading. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free. When I tasted the sweetness of love, my spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness." The guidebook also says, You are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of self and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. Honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. A simple golden path will be found, as though a river of molten gold flows from your heart back into the oceanic heart of the great beloved. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If you do feel guided to join me now in the extended version of this reading, where I will be heading to next, we will be going into some further messages about your current life path, as well as channeling into your aura and picking up on anyone or anything that could potentially be sending you energy or connecting with you at this time. And again, the link to that is under the video. If you resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. Have a beautiful day and start to your weekend. And I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.